What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 4 of Psychotic and Iconic Sports Podcast. My name is Mike. I'm here with my co-host Nick and my other co-host Mike Simmons. I want to give a shout out to all our followers, everybody that's been listening to us and that has been engaging with us on our Instagram polls. We thank everybody for subscribing. All the feedback has been great. We've had a bunch of fun with you guys. I want to give a shout out to Just Ant, as usual, for our intro song. Thank you, everybody. Go follow him on Instagram at Just Ant. And with that, we're going to get right into this show. I'm going to pass it off to my co-host, Mike Simmons, and we're going to get this thing on the road.
I love that. Mike Simmons.
That's his new name going forward.
That's his new name.
That's his new name. That's your new name going forward.
Mike Simmons.
That had a nice touch to it, but I'm in the same boat as Nick. I'm not trading him unless it's for an all-star.
Well, it was between Mike Simmons and Ben Palante. I couldn't figure it out.
I thought you were going to say Mike Wright in honor of Nick Wright, but
I love Nick Wright.
Either way works.
Because I agreed with him on a take this week, you know. But
He's
anyway,
wising up. He's wising up.
He's Mike's guy. We're going right into it, guys.
Let's go.
Danny Green's a little bitching, you know? Because I just can't get over what he said. Like, should I just read the quote?
Please.
Go ahead, please.
Listen up, Philly fans, especially. Listen up, because you need to hear this. John Clark on his podcast says, do you think the crowd and Philly can have an effect on someone like Ben Simmons in those moments? Danny Green replies, for sure. It has an effect on everybody, and I think that's something that needs to change in the city. Wah. I love our fans, but when things aren't going well, they can't turn on you. Excuse me? Oh, it gets better. That's the one thing I would disagree with or dislike. Some guys use it as motivation. Some guys have a chip on their shoulder, but I think that needs to change. They need to be riding with us regardless of how things are going. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did you watch yourself in these playoffs? You were on the sideline. Did you watch what happened? Do you know anything about Philly at all? Listen, you play your all. We got your back. This collapse against the Hawks, guys, pathetic.
It's not even that for me. I mean, I just, like, Danny Green could eat my balls
and also,
on those comments.
We weren't riding with you, Danny Green? Excuse me?
Here's my thing. Danny Green is like one of those typical people that doesn't know anything about the Philadelphia fan base, who can be assholes at times. I'm with that. And be like, blow things like way out of proportion. Like at the end of the day, it's only sports. Like you don't have to get personal about stuff. But we lived through the process, drafting 3 centers in a row. The one that worked fell into our lap. The other 2 were terrible. Jahlil Okafor and Nerlens Noel. Trash. We had to watch Tony Roten play point guard, Jakar Sampson, Ish Smith, Isaiah Cannon.
Oh.
We drafted Markelle Fultz after we got shysted in the trading up to number 1 when the Celtics didn't want him to begin with. We trade up to get Markelle Fultz. He forgets how to shoot, enters a game, makes a three-pointer. The city erupts like we just won the title. Ben Simmons, you got a random fan trying to teach him how to shoot free throws and teach him form. He's making 1 out of fucking 30, and they're cheering for him. And then you go on there and say something like that? That just makes no sense. You blew a 27-point lead and an 18-point lead, and you want the fans to sit back and say, oh my God, oh, thank you for trying. No, you're a professional athlete. You get paid to do that shit. Like, you have to take the good with the bad. Now I know we'll take it without, but I'm just saying, he's ridiculous with that comment, dude. He really is. I mean, just think about what Sixers fans have gone through since, I don't know, 2013 or whatever it was, whenever it started. Turmoil. And we've always been there. Watching teams win 9 games out of 80. Like, come on, that's crazy for him to say something like that.
And we couldn't have been more supportive of Markelle Fultz through all his struggles.
We embraced
his shoulder.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
We couldn't have been more supportive of Ben Simmons during this collapse. Like, I don't understand what he's thinking. It's just completely insensitive.
I can't help that Ben Simmons is lazy and doesn't care. That's not my fault. That's his fault.
I agree. And here's my comment to Danny Green. When the tough gets going, go and get tough, bitch. Yeah. What the fuck we talking about? If people are booing, they're passionate. They love you. It's not that they're jumping ship. They love you.
They want the best for you, right?
We're booing because we care. We know that you have...
We expect more.
Yeah, exactly.
We expect better.
Exactly.
Like, you have no business losing to the Hawks.
Yeah. And then he said something about being the number 1 seed and why people are booing at us if we're number 1. Bro, because you're not playing with that expectation
You
of
just
being the number
lost
1
to the
seed.
5 seed.
That's my point. So my thing is, cry me a fucking river and move on, dude. Get him the fuck out of here too.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't even want him back. I don't want him back. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I don't want him back either because, like I said, the Sixers fans, true Sixers fans, lived through games that were almost unwatchable. Didn't they? 27 straight losses or something like that. 21 straight losses. Like, and you still have people buying tickets, cheering. I mean, like, even in a sense for this, I feel bad for Brett Brown for what he endured for the first 3 years of his coaching career. Like, just
Yeah, he's
11
probably
win
got a
seasons
negative
and
win
shit.
percentage because of this.
Yeah, so it's like you just see all that, and it's like, you know, constantly, we always were watching them, rooting for them, no matter what. I mean, everybody was, you know, texting and saying, this is ridiculous, we need to get a team together, you know, buying out guys and just literally putting the worst possible team on the floor. But now you have expectations. You got a max player who isn't improving. Your other max player has a short window to win. You had a deadly shooter who analytically is like the best shooter in basketball. Like, you had all the pieces to make it right. Danny Green's a champion. You're a vet. You should understand that what those boos come with.
You were the number 1 seed in the East, and you lost to the Atlanta Hawks squad of under 23 guys, right? They were literally children. They haven't done anything, been anywhere, and you lost to the Hawks at home 3 times.
And you should have beat
3.
You should have beat them in 5. That series had
Not 1, not 2, not 3.
you should have beat them in 5. And for him to just go on a tirade like that, he's not built for it.
He's not built.
He's not built, made of the right
games.
stuff.
They might have only lost 5 total games in Philly the whole year, and you lose 3 to the Hawks
It's crazy, dude.
at home.
You got to have
crazy.
tough skin. to play
Second
in Philly.
round. Another second round exit.
But it all goes back to the same thing, bro. Now you have another player coddling your superstar. Can't do shit like that. You can't do it. Like, you're paid a max contract because you're a max player.
I hate the comment because it's human nature to boo somebody when they're not performing.
You got
so
people
it's
out there
like,
spending all their hard-earned money to watch you just fucking fold like that? No.
Guys,
no,
he wasn't
no.
done there either. I'll read the rest for you because it just gets even more insulting as you read it. We're the number 1 team in the East, still playing well, and in some games they'll boo us. That's part of the culture here. Part of their way of showing us they love us. But with a guy like Ben and other guys, I think they need to stick behind them and stick by them as long as they can until the horn blows. And even then, he's here. He's given so much to the organization of the city on and off the court that he deserves that respect and support. He don't get that?
Yeah.
Excuse
he gave us,
me?
You know what he gave us? 8 points and a total of 3 shots in the fourth quarter in 7 games. Has not improved. Actually is on a decline.
I agree. He's definitely
Statistically
on a decline.
speaking, Mr. Analytics, on a decline, and we're supposed to stick behind them. We stuck behind them for 4 years. He broke his foot in the summer league, but in the summer league, he was doing his jump shots and was like, all right, here we go. I think his rookie year, he averaged 16 points, 15.8 to be exact, I believe. And then you want to score 8 points in the playoffs when it matters the most?
Look,
You're not built for it either. What? I mean, no, seriously though, like, what is that?
That's why I say get rid of him.
Look, even
He's got to go, man. He's not built for Philly. None of them are.
He's not built for the NBA.
Embiid is.
I was all for bringing him back until now. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Get
no,
the
see
fuck
ya.
out of here.
See ya.
Get out of here.
Wait, hold on. Bring who back?
Danny Green would have
Get
been
the fuck
but
out
not on
of
the current
Get
contract.
the fuck out of here.
He was
Hell
valuable
no.
to our team.
Valuable for what? He's missing like fucking 53s.
Yeah.
He started off slow, I'll give you that, but still, I would have been fine with it until now. Now it's like you can't come back. You just can't. You can't cross the Ben Franklin Bridge.
No.
You can't.
He's not coming back.
No. But you know what, guys? Like, even Mr. Stats and Analytics here, look, Ben's performance was indefensible. Danny Green, it's like one thing if you say support Ben through all this mess, but don't tie it to what actually did happen. If you're, like, we saw what happened. You can't ignore what happened, and you also got a front row seat to do it. You can't. I mean,
Yeah.
You can't fucking speak this way about our fan base, given everything that we've done for the city of Philadelphia.
And not for nothing, we stood by your ass when you were going 0 for 7 for 35 straight games.
And what is he making 20-something million this year? That's because you're on our team.
Yeah.
But guys, this is exactly why the Sixers are not in the finals, because they are mentally fucking weak.
They're
They're
weak.
fragile.
100%.
They're mentally weak. That's
There's
why
only
they're not
one
there.
mentally
You know
strong
what?
player on that team.
And guess what? Giannis, you can call him whatever you want. That dude can miss. He airballs fucking free throws, and he still tries. That guy's mentally strong.
That clip of him with PJ Tucker in the gym saying it can only go up from here. I've airballed back-to-back free throws. I'm missing three-pointers, airballing them. The crowd's counting when he's shooting his free throws. Mentally tough because he's trying.
Yeah.
He's keeping teams honest.
Exactly.
The other night, what'd they do? They fouled him. He went 13 of 17 from the line, I believe. Okay, you do that. Ben passed up a dunk because he didn't want to go to the line.
I agree.
I still can't get over that. I still can't.
Not made of the right shit.
Imagine a timer on Ben. He would never shoot. He would pass the ball to the ref and be like, I'm good, fam.
Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about it.
I'm good, fam.
I'm going to miss both anyway, so you know what? Just fuck it. Just inbound it. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's more. There's two more little paragraphs here. If you want me to read them,
I kind of don't. I just want to move on because he's just.
I don't think it's worth it, honestly.
He's not even worth it.
He's not worth it.
He's a bum.
Yeah.
What a disgrace, guys. This is supposed to be a championship-winning veteran who understands. All he's doing is coddling. That's exactly what Mike said. That's exactly what I'm saying. Come on. I mean, that's just so fucking soft.
Yeah, move
Softer than Sharman.
It's super
Really.
soft, but I'm
It's
not going to
soft.
take away his championships,
Yeah, no, he
past.
earned
I
them.
mean, he's definitely earned
No,
them. So
he earned
for me-
it.
But
I'm just saying, like,
those
you should-
comments are soft. He should go.
You should understand, you know?
Yeah.
But-
yeah. It's time to move on him.
Yeah, so we're done with that. Philly fans, have a field day with this. Let us hear it in the comments, okay? We would love to hear you back us on this.
But make sure you don't get too mean. Say some nice things in there about him. You don't want to hurt his feelings too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he might have to go see a therapist or something. Don't hurt his feelings too much. Yeah, him and that $20 million. Yeah,
He
don't
literally
do it.
even says, we are humans and people too. That's the one thing I'll leave you with. But guys,
I'm a human too, but when I fuck up at work, my boss tells me, like, yo, you really fucked that up. And I'm like, all right,
and
my
you know
fault,
what
bro.
else, you know what else a human does? They own up to it when
It's
they
called
fuck
accountability.
Exactly. Accountability.
Hold yourself
It's number one.
accountable and own up to it.
I agree.
I mean, seriously. Anyway, guys, let's go right into some card talk. It's going to be some football card talk. But, Nick, first, you take it away.
Yeah,
all right?
absolutely. I know in episode 3, I told you guys I'm going to give you guys some updates on the Wildwood Sports Card Show. There's actually another show August 20th from 3 to 9. August 21st, which is a Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And Sunday, August 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'm going there, and this is a perfect opportunity to buy right now, leading up to football season. So I got 3 sleepers for the audience. It's a cheap investment. So my 3 sleepers, Brandon Ayuk. I think he is going to have a great season. And right now, I gotta be honest, guys, he's pretty cheap. And his stats last year were 60 catches, 748 yards, 12.5 yards per catch with 5 touchdowns. Rookie season.
He would have been the best receiver on the
Right.
Eagles in the last 10 years.
He's a stud.
And he had inconsistent quarterback play. So I think he's definitely a buy.
And he's fighting injuries, too.
Exactly.
I love Ayuk.
Yo,
man.
he gets
I really
some touches out of the backfield. This guy is so dynamic.
And you
love
got
him.
Kyle
Love
Shanahan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a big fan.
Brilliant offensive mind.
Go ahead.
So,
Nick, go ahead.
so 2020 Panini Prism, Brandon Ayuk rookie, Silver Prism is going for $20 right now. And his 2020 Donruss Panini Optic Hollow, Brandon Ayuk rookie card, number 169 is going for $5 to $7.
Are they PSA 10s?
No, these are raw cards.
Okay.
These are not graded cards. However, this is the time to buy.
Hey,
Because a lot of people like the silver. That's like a nice.
Yeah.
It gives it a nice look, right? It's art. People buy art, so that's art. So I think he's a buy. I expect big things this year, especially with Trey Lance possibly taking the reins over Jimmy G. And even if Jimmy G is playing, I think he's going to ball out. So I think he's a buy. And yeah, they have Deebo Samuel, but I think Ayuk is the guy to do all the gadget stuff, and he's actually going to form into a legit wide receiver. So I'm buying Ayuk.
One other thing to note, Nick, that team was so injured last year. Deebo Samuel was hurt. George Kittle was hurt. They're all coming back. What does that mean?
They're loaded.
Ayuk's going to be single covered all game. He's going to be moving all around the field. He's going to be lighting it up. And
Especially-
he was hurt too. So, I mean,
If Trey Lance does take the reins, though, I mean, now you're going to have to pull the defense, some of your backers in. So
You gotta respect the run.
now you just get that little fucking route right across the middle, dude, with his speed.
The field's
See ya.
Right in the
wide
slot.
open.
Yeah.
The field is wide open for three of the most
Yeah.
dynamic pass catchers in the league with one of the most, if not the most dynamic play caller in the entire league.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah.
This team is scary.
Yeah, he's
And we're
my
going to
number one
touch on
sleeper.
that shortly. But Nick, give us your other two
Yeah,
sleepers.
I got more sleepers, and this is gonna surprise a lot of people. But Michael Pittman Jr.
I ain't surprised.
I'm not surprised at all. I love him.
I think he's a stud. I watched him in the playoffs last year, and he looked like he was rounding into form.
He's good,
So,
bro.
Is
He's
he better
really
than
good.
his father? Because his father could play too.
Yeah, I don't know. He was
Too soon to tell.
It's too soon, right? But like I like the opportunity with Carson Wentz. So his prices are actually, his rookie season he had 40 catches, 503 yards, and he's got 12.6 yards per catch and 1 touchdown. So he's got big playability, and especially with Carson Wentz, I could see it upticking a lot.
And Ty
And
on the
T.Y.
other side.
exactly to
So,
gain attention.
Another situation.
And they had tight ends.
Yeah.
Their tight ends
I
are
can't
pretty
think of that dude's
solid.
name. What's that dude's name?
They got
Mo Alley Cox.
Yeah,
Mo Alley Cox.
He's a
Yeah.
beast. And
I know.
Big Cox.
And they got Trey Burton still.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And
they're
Carson Wentz and Trey Burton, they're familiar with each other.
They
obviously.
still got Jack Doyle who could play a lick.
Yeah,
I
him
mean,
too.
Jonathan Taylor to run the ball. So
Marlon
it takes
Mack.
away-
Zach Pascal took off big time.
Yeah.
They got Paris Campbell coming back, he was going to be a
tore his
breakout.
ACL, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going to be a
he was
breakout
good,
pick
too.
for me.
Yeah.
That guy, seriously, look out. And
Colts
Michael
are
Pittman,
loaded.
let's just look at this too. Again, same thing, injuries. Michael Pittman was hurt for half the year, really surged at the end. T.Y. was hurt, surged at the end, but they didn't have Campbell. They had injuries everywhere.
And they also didn't have a quarterback that could throw the ball more
They
than
didn't
like
have
10
a
yards.
quarterback who could push downfield.
And that's what makes me really, really intrigued by Nick Sirianni because they finished 8th in offense last year.
So check this
and-
out. So
Go
you guys you guys believe in Michael Pittman Jr., right?
Yeah, can I say one more thing about him?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
One other thing to note is Carson Wentz loves a big red zone weapon. He's going to be getting touchdowns this year. No question about it.
That was his only knock last year.
One touchdown.
That's
Yeah,
a
Julio has 1 touchdown too.
that's
Exactly.
a healthier version of Alshon, maybe a more dynamic player when it's all said and done.
And he doesn't
And
have
that's
a
what
bad
he's
attitude.
getting right there. And he doesn't have a bad attitude.
Young
That's
and
correct.
hungry, dude.
I love him, and like his car prices are super cheap. Like this is an affordable investment that you can quick flip after week 1 because I think he's going to light.
Would
it
you
up.
recommend grading him?
I would play it out because PSA right now is shut down, so their submissions to send out cards are really expensive right now.
That's
because
what I
you
was
have
asking.
Express, yeah, the
because
Express is like $250. It's
And
ridiculous.
it's going to eat
It's
up
not
so
worth
much
it.
of the profit. That's
Well, yeah.
that's exactly what I was
Yeah,
asking.
you don't have any profit
Yeah.
margin if you're grading something for $250, and whereas he's only selling for maybe $100.
Yeah, you're going to go through all that to make $15.
It doesn't make any sense. So I think you buy the raw cards and then you flip him after week 1 if he has a big performance, or you can hold him. The best thing about sports card gambling is it's not a gamble. You're investing, right? It's like it's different from betting on a game. If you lose a bet, you have nothing.
Yeah.
At least if a card, if he doesn't perform well, you still have that physical thing, So for me, it's like you're not really losing because he can always pop towards the end of the season, and then it can rise again. So his 2020 Panini Donruss Optic Michael Pittman Jr. rookie Hollow is going for $1 to $3. It's a steal. It's an absolute
Unreal.
steal. If you believe in him, it's a steal. I'm telling you. I'm gonna get to why I believe this later.
Okay.
So the number 3 guy. Now this is gonna shock the hell out of everybody because nobody's really talking about this guy. And my guy is Gabriel Davis on the Buffalo Bills. I think this kid, he's got it. The eye test when I saw last year, he's got big play ability. So his numbers last year: 35 catches, 599 yards, 17.1 yards per catch with 7 touchdowns. That's massive, right?
Major.
And the Bills are only going to get better. They're going to be better this year.
Yeah. The only thing about him is that they have Emmanuel Sanders, but I actually think it kind of gives him more opportunity because I think
gonna help him.
Yeah, he's going to be another year in the offense. He's going to be more comfortable.
I think Sanders is a little on the downside too.
Sure.
I don't know about that. I really don't. I think he
Really?
can still play. It's a situational thing. He
Yeah,
was in
I
a,
just
he was
don't
in a
think,
really
like,
weird situation.
Nobody's going in there saying like, okay, we need to make sure that we
Well,
watch Sanders.
That guy can get open with the best of them.
I'm surprised you still think that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
The separation was still there this year. I think it was more of a quarterback issue.
I agree.
Once Drew Brees went down.
Yeah.
But
That could be true because the same thing with Drew Brees, like I said about Rivers, dude. They can't throw the ball more than 10 yards. So that, all right, that I'll give you that. And Allen's got a big arm.
He's like an ideal number 2 receiver. But like Nick said, I think this opens it up even more for Gabriel Davis because, I mean, he's not going to have very much attention. He's going to be in there as a 3 who's going to be running deep routes. And he already has 7 touchdowns, averaging 17 yards per catch. I mean, that's wild to me. That just screams like he's going to be a very explosive player.
People love.
Do you think he's a hit or miss in terms of fantasy? Like Deshaun Jackson, where you either get 30 points or you get 4.
I think he's hit or miss.
I'm not picking him in fantasy. Maybe in a nice matchup in a fill in, for an injury.
Yeah. Or a bye week or something.
Yeah, something like that. Depends on how deep your league is. In a deeper league, yeah. But overall, real life, I think, 7 touchdowns already. Like that's spectacular this early on. And Josh Allen's also going to only get better, and he can throw downfield, and they are going to have a level of comfortability that they didn't have.
No, I definitely agree. And his prices, his 2020 Panini Prism Silver Prism, card number 312 is going for $2 to $7.
Damn,
that's insane to me.
That's going for
Prism
more. That's going for more than Michael
brand.
Pittman.
So a silver rookie for a guy like that is worth the risk for me because I think if he has a big week 1 where he's catching bombs week 1,
everybody's gonna jump on him.
Absolutely, you buy it for $2, you could sell that thing for $20 after week 1. You just made 10x your money. Right?
You make it sound so easy, Nick, but that's because he knows his shit.
So
guys.
check this out, guys.
Shit.
So for everybody listening out there, here's a perspective thing. DK Metcalf last year, I was buying him in the summer for $3-4 a piece.
I remember.
Oh,
right?
God.
I remember. I literally remember.
He went
this.
bananas last year. I sold his cards at like a $40 to $50 range immediately.
And you still have some.
That's over.
I still have some. I graded them a couple when the prices were down.
Yeah.
So it was affordable. So the profit margin was still there.
Yeah.
So now I'm not grading cards as much because I see opportunity in the raw cards. Like for me, I can make 10x.
Do you think the grading price is going to come down once everything settles down?
I sure hope so because I would love to go, start grading again. I miss it. Like the process.
Well, I have cards just sitting here, but what am I? I mean, I can't send them in. The only one I could really send in that has long-term potential will probably be my Zion, the pink hollow.
That was sick.
So Nick, quick question: would you recommend holding anything that you think is, let's say, if their starting value, if they're at like $100 or something, and they have long-term potential, would you hold them right now as opposed to making a quick flip on eBay? Like let's say like the ones you just mentioned where you can get 10x. Would you I'll give you an example. Like what if the card is, you got it for 100 or it was valued at 100 at one point, and then you see that it's now at 200. Mm-hmm. Are you taking it or are you holding it for something with long-term potential?
I'm probably selling it and reinvesting it.
That's a good point.
Honestly. Because I don't want to get caught with the bag. I don't. So that's the game for me. Okay, you're going to take a loss here and there, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's like if you hold the bag, you're done. You lose all that money. So just take your loss and then take the money and reinvest it into something that you think is going to be, valuable in the short term because you want to make up that $100. So you're gonna, strategize and how can I make up for that $100?
And then we'll wait and see Panini to catch up with all the demand, and then we can revisit this.
Right. And my thing is all right. So let's go back to DK Metcalf, right? So his current car prices right now are, 2019 Panini Donruss Optic card number 163 hollow is going for $70 right now, and his Prism Silver card number 343 is going for $150. So my thing is if these guys can boom, then my thing is why not? It's worth the risk because you're able to make some more money in the future. My thing is if I buy Ayuk at $20, his Silver Prism, and he goes off this year, I could sell him for $150 or $100. That's 5x my return if I wanted to. So out of the three though, between Ayuk, Pittman, and Davis, I would probably hold on to Ayuk, because I think like the rookie quarterback would matter.
Do you think?
I think the connection with him and Trey Lance would pick up, and I think for the future, that's what they're hoping. So I think he's a hold.
I think he's the highest upside of the three too.
But I'm not mad if you flip Ayuk, because I mean, not for nothing, is he top 20? That's debatable. So for me, it's like I'd rather just take my money and then reinvest it into something bigger. So that's how I would.
Do you think that raw cards are going to be the dominant this year because of everything that's so fucked up with PSA?
Probably.
Like
and then,
buying and flipping. Like, I mean, obviously slabs are slabs. They look better. They're they're mint condition. Well, some of them. I mean, you don't really buy like 4s and 5s. But do you think that because of everything that's going on, the flip game and the buy game is all going to go raw?
I believe that right now, yeah. Until we get further information from PSA, as far as just regular prices to shipping out, But the problem with that is it takes about 6 to 9 months or a year.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah,
I waited a whole year to get my cards back.
It's insane. I remember taking you to the post office last year.
So
That's the
honestly,
last time you saw
lose.
those cards.
You could lose, right? Like I was grading Dwayne Haskins and Gardner Minshew's.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But I'm holding the bag now because like I had to wait all that time to get my cards back. So
imagine,
I'm like, well, fuck.
Imagine people that sent out Deshaun Watsons to get graded, and then all that shit came out.
Yeah, that's.
They're in a hole right now.
They'll be holding them for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, but I would hold
Unless
Deshaun
they go to the
Watson.
massage parlor, then they ain't holding him no more.
I would hold Deshaun Watson though, just in case he came back, because when he does come back, I think his car prices are gonna go bananas. So I think he's a hold if you have Deshaun Watson cards.
That's some really good input, Nick.
Personally, so
Taking notes always. Taking notes. Everybody
absolutely.
listen up. But we're going to move on. We talked about the 49ers for a second. This is going to be a quick hit here. Okay. There was a report that came out. Actually, not even a report, because Kyle Shanahan blatantly admitted that they were in on Matthew Stafford, and they thought that they could wait till the morning to submit an offer. Suddenly, boom, things just happened real quick. McVay and squad, they must have made a really juicy offer, and the 49ers missed out. So they were in on Stafford. I would assume that most people say that the Niners are not the favorite to win a division, right? Who would you guys take initially?
Probably the Rams.
Rams. Rams or Seattle.
And
I never count out Seattle.
Arizona,
Seattle. Yeah, I never count out Seattle. So, but I mean, yeah, I would probably lean Rams, especially now with Stafford.
And I would probably be there too. And loaded division. You still got Seattle. You still got Arizona, who's going to take a leap. Probably.
Yeah, they'll probably be 8 and 9 this year.
What?
But wait.
What's your beef with Kyler Murray, man?
It's not so much him. I don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury. I think he blows.
I don't like him either. We're gonna get to that eventually. Yeah. Not today.
Patrick Mahomes with Cliff Kingsbury. Patrick Mahomes with Andy Reid.
Hard to argue.
Yeah, I don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury, and I think that. I mean, not that I don't believe in Kyler Murray. I think he's talented, but I don't. I mean. He's throwing the D-hop last year. He can't make the playoffs.
He don't do it for you.
I think he's on the hot seat.
He's just not that guy.
I think he's on the hot seat, and he should be. He really should
Absolutely, he should be on the hot seat. If
Kyler
he's not,
bails him out like no other. The play calling
he
pretty
does.
bland.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be his forte. But
yeah.
My follow-up question with this whole lead-up is, would the Niners be your pick for this division if Stafford was their quarterback?
For me, no. But the only reason I say that is because I believe that Matt Stafford can win with a team like the Rams, who are a good team, with or without the quarterback. Like they're like Jared Goff was winning with them. I don't believe that you can put Matt Stafford on a team and he elevates the whole team to win.
I mean, Jimmy G took them to the Super Bowl though.
This team is playoff ready.
That's a good point.
They had a really rough
a good point. I'll give you that.
Year.
That's a good point.
They have a really good roster, one of the best in the NFL. To me, I would say it would have moved the needle a lot. I would have needed to see who the Rams got instead. If you're assuming that Jared Goff was still the quarterback,
that's a good angle
then
too.
You give me, I'm taking the Niners definitely, because they're more loaded on the defensive side than Seattle, and offensively they would cancel out to me. And Arizona would be like a close. Arizona and LA with Goff would be fighting for a third place, maybe a wild card.
So where do you have Seattle?
Right now, I mean, they're definitely gonna be a playoff team. You got Russell Wilson, so I don't think they're winning the division at the moment. I would need to see another move or two, but I'm leaning Rams right now currently. I mean, they had the best defense in the NFL last year, and they have a very dynamic offense that was just waiting for a quarterback upgrade. So they definitely got one.
I think the Rams are going to be good this year.
Yeah, they'll be good.
I really do. I think they're going to
make
be really
some noise.
good. Yeah, I think they're going to be really good.
So to go back to your question, if the Niners would be divisional winners if they had Stafford, it's hard because they have Kittle. So what's Stafford's history with tight ends? Because that does matter.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It seems more like when he had one, he'd be willing to throw it there. Like T.J. Hawkinson had a breakout year.
He was a good tight end in fantasy.
I had him.
Yeah, I, mean,
I had him in
I know he was
my
on Nick's
boss's
team.
league.
So like that's the thing is he never really had that type of tight end. Like Brandon Pettigrew was supposed to be that guy, and he just
say his name. Dude.
all he could do was block.
Brandon Pettigrew, dude.
Yo, I thought he was gonna be like big time, but
I forgot about that dude. That's funny, bro.
See, I mean,
oh my god.
you like that?
Yeah.
Brandon Pettigrew.
That was the first name that popped in my head when I referred to Detroit's tight ends.
Yeah, I mean he had what like Joseph Faria, and I mean he had
I remember
no
Faria.
Yeah.
Too.
He
Yeah,
had no
that is
tight ends.
funny, dude. Oh my
so
god.
It would be interesting to see how he would connect with Kittle.
I think it's just like
But
you get featured, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it would be second nature.
Yeah.
So I would put the Niners in the divisional winner. Because
Isn't that
With
crazy?
Stafford?
yeah, I mean, they're loaded.
They
man.
missed it by possibly a day, and they were willing to make a move. They had the draft capital before they moved up to pick 3. They had a ton of capital. So interesting, though, hindsight 2020. I mean, it is what it is now, and hopefully Trey Lance pans out for them.
I'm rooting for him.
We're gonna revisit this. We're
He's
definitely.
gonna be a baller.
I love Lance, dude.
I like him too, but we're gonna revisit this when we preview the NFL season. That should be in the coming weeks. We're gonna move on. We're gonna be talking quarterbacks again,
Oh.
and this one's a good one. This is I wouldn't say it's a common debate, but it will be when all players that I mentioned right now are retired and done.
Eligible.
All 3 are Hall of Fame eligible, and maybe even probable. I'll leave that up to you guys in a sec. We're talking about the historic 2004 draft class, okay? Eli Manning went first overall. He got flipped
Fuck
to the
Eli.
Chargers.
Fuck him.
You have
Phillip
to.
Rivers at 4. Yeah, I fucking can't stand him. But Phillip Rivers went 4th overall. You know the infamous trade. The Giants traded Eli to the Chargers. The Chargers traded Eli to the Giants for Rivers and 2 picks that wound up being Sean Merriman and Nate Keating. So that was like, wow. I mean, the
nailed
trade. It seems to work out for both of them, I guess, in the long run. And then you had Big Ben, who went 11th overall. You want me to give you the resumes?
Please.
Stat resume?
Yeah.
I mean, Eli had the 2 rings, 2 of the most impressive we've ever seen. I hate even admitting it.
Luck. Not impressive.
Eli's career numbers right here. 57,023 passing yards with 366 touchdowns, 244 interceptions. That's in 234 starts. He was an Iron Man. He started, I mean, he had that long ass streak. Completion percentage was around 60%. That's kind of
And that streak was broken real fast because they benched him for Geno Smith, which is like one of the most classless things an organization can do. You were already trash when you did that. Why you would break that streak is just that was so bad. I hated when they.
It was
did
a bad look.
There was no need to do that. What that dude with the hair? I can't think of his name. Who was that? Ben McAdoo.
Oh, my God.
It was him,
that
wasn't
goofy,
it?
That
Yeah.
goofy motherfucker.
He was the head
He
coach.
sucked too. Like, who are you to make that call, bro?
Yeah, I agree, Mike. But moving on to Rivers. Okay, I'm going to give you his stats now. He had 63,440 yards passing, 421 touchdowns, 209 interceptions. Completion percentage was just about 65. No Super Bowls. He was on some very impressive teams over time. They didn't get real far. They had a couple of disappointing runs. It's a shame he tore his ACL in the playoffs that one year because that looked like the year. You know, that was the big time year.
Yeah.
They were stacked everywhere.
Yeah.
LT was running wild. It just didn't happen. It didn't work out. but very good.
But that was in 07.
That was 06 when they went 14-2. 07 they had a good year too.
Well, that's when they made the AFC Championship game, and I know that.
Yeah, I guess it was the 07 playoff year. I guess.
Yeah.
It was 07 by the time we had playoffs.
That was the undefeated season, wasn't it?
Yeah, they played against the Patriots
Yeah.
in the AFC Championship game.
And Rivers wasn't even like, I mean, it was his first year as a starter. So, yeah, that was the year, I believe. But either way, they had a 13-3 team. They had a lot of missed opportunities, and he had an impressive performance with the Colts this year. They made some noise. They fell short, but anyway, Big Ben's resume. Big Ben, 60,348 passing yards, 396 touchdowns, 201 interceptions, completion percentage around 64, and still going. Albeit, he's definitely a little more ineffective than in the past. Their offensive line is still trash. He's got a lot of weapons, so who knows how much time he's going to have to get the ball to them. 2 rings. So, guys, who you got? Like, who is the best of the 3 in your opinion? And I then want to know, my follow-up question is, are they getting in the Hall of Fame? You break down each one individually. And you don't have to go long and drawn out. I'm just curious, though, because everybody talks about this draft class.
I'll take the wheel.
Go ahead,
That
Nick.
bitch go
ahead.
first.
I think Big Ben is a surefire Hall of Famer.
No cap.
Just the impact that he had on the Steelers. His rookie year was incredible, going 15-1. To me, just Big Ben's longevity, and he always had the Steelers in the playoffs. They were always contenders. He has 2 rings, so you can't take that away from him. And his stats are the best out of all of them. So he's definitely the Hall of Fame for me. Phillip Rivers, that's debatable, but I definitely have him in my Hall of Fame. I'm a Rivers guy. He's my second favorite quarterback of all time. I mean, what he did in the AFC Championship game with a torn ACL against probably arguably the best team ever in the 07 Patriots, that gets my respect. As a leader, I think a lot of people, his
I'll give you that. He's an awesome leader. I love the way he
rally
plays.
around him, right?
100%.
So for me, I appreciate that about his game, how fiery he is, and he's just a great player. So for me, I would put Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame. Eli Manning can go fuck himself, so he's not in my Hall of Fame. He has 2 great runs, but he was never really regarded as a top 5 quarterback in the league, ever. So for me, if Hall of Famer, you got to be in that top 5 discussion.
Bro, not for nothing. It would probably be hard to argue him around top 10.
Well,
for real,
maybe.
bro. He's I'll save it. Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
So for me, Eli, even in those Super Bowls, he didn't have crazy stats. He just had lucky fucking plays.
2.
Yeah. The helmet catch with Tyree, where he basically closed his fucking eyes and just threw the ball in the air. And
I don't know how he escaped the sack there.
I don't know how he caught it. I mean,
I thought he was going to be on the ground.
I think escaping the sack was better.
Yeah.
Was probably better than the catch, to be honest.
Yeah, and then the Mario Manningham play was just
probably one of the best throws. One of the best throws I've ever seen in a game, for real,
in Super Bowl history.
It has to be.
For me, just having those 2 runs they're Hall of Fame worthy. But if I'm looking at the body of work throughout his entire career, he was never a threat. I didn't look at the Giants oh shit, they have Eli Manning. Fuck, we're screwed.
I would look at him and be like, yo, awesome, they got Eli.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to that every time the Eagles faced him. I'm like, the Eagles have his number. They're going to win. And you saw, the Eagles' success against the Giants with Eli at the helm. It was spectacular.
Yeah.
I look forward to that week. You kidding me?
Yeah, and Phillip Rivers was
he's known to turn the ball over.
He was a threat. Right, him and Gates connection was the best, one of the best of all time. So their run was great. He just doesn't have a Super Bowl. That's what kills him.
It's a shame,
and that's probably why he went to the Colts, because he probably saw an opportunity where he can actually win one by just being, at the tail end of his career, where he doesn't have to put up crazy stats to win, because they were just a solid built team.
And he had a good season.
He did. Had a great season.
Good season.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
not great, but good. Really good.
8th ranked offense.
Yeah. Exactly. So I would put Rivers Hall of Fame, Big Ben Hall of Fame, and Eli can go fuck himself, like I said. So yeah,
Do you think he's gonna get in though? Like,
is he gonna get in? Probably, because he's in the New York media area. Like the New York area is just, you know, they're just strong over there. So for me, like I think the New York culture is gonna automatically put Eli in there. I think the discussions are gonna be ramping up because of that. So it's just a market, New York market. I think it's really hard to match. So I think Eli will get in.
Mike, you're
not first ballot though. I will make myself clear. He's not getting a first ballot.
He better not.
So I think Ben Roethlisberger is the best of the three. He holds like 40 NFL records or some crazy thing like that. Like I think obviously Ben's overall body of work is just superior to both of them. So I would definitely take Ben, and I like Ben as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, he had a couple bumps with the rape case and shit like that. So that may affect him getting into first or second ballot.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's clear, to be honest. I don't really think that's up for debate. Phillip Rivers, to me, is not a Hall of Famer. He just didn't do enough in the postseason. He's 3-4 in the postseason, I believe. He made one AFC Championship game. And you just said it. LT, Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates is up for the Hall of Fame in 2023. Don't quote me on that, I believe, or 2000. I think it's 2023. But to me, Phillip Rivers just didn't do enough. Like, he has records and stuff, yeah, but it didn't equate to shit. I mean, it didn't, though. And I'm not saying that, like, that's not a personal attack. It's really the truth. He didn't do shit.
Did Dan Marino do shit?
He at least got to the bowl.
Yeah,
he got there. Like, he never got there.
But is that worth, like, really, like, a Hall of Fame
like,
nod? If you get to the
there.
Super Bowl and lose, is that, like, a nod? I mean, Dan Marino's
ridiculous. He started so 2007, Phillip Rivers comes into the game. He retires in 2021. In that span, in 2007, so in 14 years, he went to 7 playoff games. Not good enough, dude. That's not Hall of Fame worthy. It's not good enough. It's just not. And you have a losing record. Like I said, the AFC Championship game in 2007 when he played on the torn ACL, that's awesome, bro. I salute you. You're a gamer. That's why so many people love him. That's leadership. But he's not a Hall of Famer. Cut that there. Eli Manning is like the weirdest quarterback in the world to try and judge. He's a 500 quarterback overall record, 116 and 116.
I was going to reference that.
Yeah. He has 2 good Super Bowl runs and mediocrity everywhere else. As we were saying before, I don't know if he was ever a top 10 quarterback. I really don't. If somebody said right now, go back and look, I can't go right off the top, but if I'm just thinking of his entire career, I don't think he was ever a top 10 quarterback in the NFL where you actually got fear when he was coming into your building.
All right.
Like I said, he won 2 Super Bowls. I actually think there's a chance for him to get in on the first ballot because of narrative. And I think he's a really nice guy, and that's going to play into his favor. Brother of Peyton, 2 Super Bowl rings. He won the only 2 Super Bowls that he got to. But and that also goes to my Phillip Rivers thing. Like Eli Manning, he won 2 of them, so I can't it's hard to say it's luck twice. But it's like he actually did get there, and he just happened to beat the best quarterback ever. So Eli Manning, I think he's getting in the Hall of Fame. I would say fuck no. Like emphatically no, I would say, because I don't know. Yeah, there's just no way for me. Like it's Eli Manning, dude. He did nothing special.
Yeah.
And especially like the back end of his career. Like I feel like he had a back end of his career through all of his career. But it's like after like 2015, 16, like he was just garbage. Like it was like you looked forward to playing him and he was holding them back. I mean, he's playing with Odell Beckham and things like that. And he couldn't. No, he's just not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I don't need to rant anymore. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's not. I don't care. And he's going to get in, and he doesn't deserve it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of hurt that you said Phillip Rivers is not a Hall of Famer.
I apologize, bro. I really do. I know.
Surprised, Mike.
It's not that. No, it's not that. But to me, Phillip Rivers. This is exactly how I remember Phillip Rivers. He's going to throw a pick and lose this game. That's exactly how I remember Phillip Rivers. Me and my brother laugh about this all the time because my dad is the biggest Phillip Rivers fan in the world. Second to you.
I love.
So you're a narrative guy too.
What's up?
You're a narrative guy to an extent.
Oh no! I
remember his
observe.
big moments. Though.
I don't think he has any big moments.
Fair enough.
That's not true.
Gonna listen.
He went into Indianapolis and took out the Colts. They were the number 1 seed. They were their second seed.
Yeah.
Well, they were ridiculous.
Well, here's a narrative. Peyton Manning's a choke artist. I don't believe that, but that's a narrative. So you could say he got an easier one. I mean, Peyton Manning, I think, holds the record for most losses as a 1 seed. Like, I don't.
Well, the first round exits, right?
No, I think he has the most playoff losses as a quarterback as the number 1 seed.
Wow. That's a stat for you.
Oh
Jeez.
God.
How about you, Mike? What do you think?
So, wait a minute.
So
real fast.
here-
Wait.
Go ahead.
I apologize.
Still rocking?
He's just not in Mike's Hall of Fame. I apologize, man. I
That
really
hurts.
do.
I'm hurt. I don't want to talk to him.
I'm upset.
How about you, Mike? What's your thoughts?
So I'll wrap this up pretty quickly for you guys. And this might surprise you.
Oh, here we
The
go.
best of the 3, Phillip Rivers.
I love
Now,
it.
career.
I love it.
Listen, best player of the 3 was Phillip Rivers. And he is statistically leading both of them right now. Ben could pass him this year if he doesn't fall apart injury-wise. Career-wise, I would take Ben. He has the 2 rings and the stats that Eli is nowhere near. Is Rivers getting into the Hall of Fame? Yes. Is it going to be a close call? I think it probably will be. He did not have enough success, which is a real shame. It's like one of those things where, look, it's still a team. It's a team thing, but he just did not always have enough around him on both sides of the ball, quite frankly. I mean, you look at different parts of his career. It depends. It really all depends. And he fell in between a couple. It was like a rebuild almost a couple of times. He survived a few of those.
He got him to the rebuild.
Stop.
I wouldn't say that, Mike.
Stop.
Was he the quarterback during
Stop
the rebuild?
it.
That's shade, Mike.
Was he the quarterback during
Look,
the
when
rebuild?
that-
Simple
when
yes,
that-
simple no.
Stop He was not the
he-
problem, though.
So look, the defense fell into a
Don't
ditch.
go there.
Right? The defense fell into a ditch after their big years and LT retired. The defense fell into a ditch. They were remodeling, let's say. They renovated and they finally got something. They still have injuries to this day, but they have a very balanced roster that could make some noise with Justin Herbert currently. And that started with Phillip Rivers overseeing the last, retooling.
Yeah, he gave him a couple more losing seasons before his departure.
He would have had a nice year this
Great
year.
guy.
If he stayed there, he would have had a nice year, I'm sure.
Yeah, they would have been a comfortable 5-11. He would have got him. He would have got him a very
Man
high.
shade,
You know what?
Nick.
You're right. He would have got him a very high draft pick.
That's major shade.
He would have got him a very
That's
high draft pick.
disrespectful.
It is.
I'll move on to save us from that. That is just disrespect.
I was just
right
getting ready to
there.
go into a whole new
This
topic
is
on
Dr.
Phillip Rivers.
Disrespect.
I was getting ready to go into a whole new topic of a comparison of a player that most people probably say is not a Hall of Famer, but then say Phillip Rivers is. You
Save
know
it,
that
save
name.
it,
I'm saving
save
it. I'm not saying shit.
Save it. Big Ben, though, yeah, the playoff runs. He is probably going to pass Rivers, I believe. He'll just make it through enough games this season, and then maybe he'll retire or get forced out next year. So, give me Big Ben career-wise. He's getting into the Hall of Fame, not even a question. Eli, mediocre quarterback, guys. He had elite moments when it really mattered. And those playoff performances, I'm sorry, I hate saying this, but they were beyond clutch, and he was very good in the playoffs. There was some luck, but every team that wins the Super Bowl, there's always a lucky bounce somewhere along the way. That's just how it is. And the Patriots, I know, Nick, it hurts, but the Patriots have had a lot of lucky bounces also. So, I mean, look, mediocre quarterback, 500 quarterback. He had barely a 1.5 TD to INT ratio. I mean, that's mediocre to me. Especially, 60% completion percentage. That's mediocre. But guess what? I hate saying it. He's probably going to get in, guys.
I know. he is.
Undeservedly, but he's probably getting in.
How do you judge him? That's
But
what I'm
why?
saying. He's weird.
What makes you say that?
He had the longevity, enough seasons to put him over the top statistically with who is currently in the Hall of Fame, and then obviously had the success, which everyone remembers his playoff runs, and that's just how it's going to be remembered. 37 game-winning drives and 27 comebacks. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. That's right up there with Ben and Phillip Rivers.
So do you think that the New York market has an effect on that?
I actually don't.
I actually do.
Not much, maybe a little, but he's going to get in. This is his
ballot?
standing. This is not first ballot, but this is his standing with with who's currently in and how I believe the voters will perceive him. I think he's getting in, and it kills me to say because he's mediocre.
Ben Roethlisberger holds 24 NFL records.
He's a stud.
He was awesome.
I mean, it's a shame. I actually think he's got a little bit of juice left, but there's no,
He's gonna get crushed
there's
beyond
no
that
offensive line, so it goes
he's gonna
out
die.
the window.
See, what makes Ben great is that he had to adjust during his career because he was a dual threat quarterback. He was throwing and running. But now that, and then he got older and older, he had injuries and stuff. So then he became a pocket passer. So his greatness is definitely amongst all that.
Yeah.
It's actually
It's just the adjustment
It
that he
is an
didn't make.
indictment on him that he didn't win with Bell and Brown.
It's not.
Bro, they
It's
were
not.
loaded.
They-
dude.
they
But
should've- they could've
they're
done more.
cancerous. They're cancerous players.
They could have done more.
I'll give you that. They
but
weren't in the beginning.
Except AB, though.
In the beginning, they weren't, dude.
AB with Brady is a different animal.
But in the beginning,
Whatever.
AB and Bell weren't like that. It only got messy after like year 3 or 4, but the first 2 years they were together.
Well, they ran into Brady.
I mean, that's probably a good point to be honest. But it's like they had a nice window where they could have.
They could have done more. I'll admit that, but still, the resume's there. 2 rings.
Yeah.
And one of the all-time greats. And
And an iconic throw in that Super Bowl against the
yep,
Cardinals.
he had plenty
to
of moments.
Santonio Holmes.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my God. in the
absolutely
back
phenomenal.
corner.
Absolutely phenomenal. But guys, I'm gonna push us forward. We're gonna have a little curveball here. We're gonna touch on some UFC.
Oh.
I mean, how can you not talk about the McGregor-Poirier fight? I would love to dissect it for you guys, but I want to hear your thoughts first. I'm blown away. I cannot believe the actual outcome. But I want to hear your input first. Like, I mean, honestly, I'll even ask you this. Is Conor's career over?
Unfortunately and sadly, I think. Do I think he's going to fight again? Yes. Is his career over? Yes.
As a top dog, you mean? His
Oh my-
career
oh,
as a,
yeah,
So
bro.
you don't think he'll get another headline fight?
No, I do. He's a draw. Don't get it
But
twisted. He is a
UFC
draw.
wise though, like do you think he'll get?
I think
a
I think
shot
he will
with the
headline.
top dogs one more time. At
I
least?
do absolutely. I think he's going to come back and fight Poirier because he's all that shit he was just talking in the ring, and then he was like at his daughter on Twitter or something like that. But I don't think he didn't evolve with the fight game. Like he's very Ronda Rousey-esque. They're strikers who, if they can't get their opponents out in that first 5 minutes, they're dead. Like their games didn't evolve to where it's at. Like I said, Dustin Poirier was beating his ass. He got one good shot on him with his elbow when he was on the ground. Go back and look, and you can see in the interviews he posted on his Instagram story, you see Poirier keep rubbing his temple. He did get one solid shot on him, but Poirier rocked him too because he stumbled backwards when he caught him with a left hand.
Yeah.
So those days of Conor getting in that ring and electrifying everyone are gone. He'll electrify you in the pre-fight when they do the face-to-face, when they're doing all that shit talking. That draw is still there because he's a great shit talker and he's entertaining.
But see, I disagree with you that the arena would be not electrified as much because of the hype building up to the fight due to his words and his entertainment.
No, I think his fighting is not electrifying anymore. I don't think he's an electric fighter.
Fighting.
Yeah.
I disagree. I just think it was a fluke freaking incident, man.
Well, all
I
right,
do.
so
you don't think he's done, Nick?
I don't think he's done, man. I'm never going to count out a champion. I'm never doing that. I don't.
he just I don't know what
He's
you go
got
off
that
of.
dog in him, dude.
But does
He's a
he?
different-
Is the question.
he's a
Does
different-
he?
I'm gonna say
I
this.
do.
I'm gonna say this, guys, because I had plenty of time to dissect this, and I watched the replays so many times I can't even count. Okay, I don't think he's done after watching that fight, and here's why. It was literally a 50-50 fight until when he actually fractured his ankle before the compound fracture,
He
right?
broke that ankle.
Before he fractured the tibia and whatever, okay? Before that, it was a very even fight. If not, he had the lead at one point. It was a very close fight in the beginning.
The scorecards were 10-8,
you can-
10-8, 10-9.
Yeah, well, the end result, yeah, of course. But in the very beginning, Conor seemed to have a slight upper hand. And here's the turning point. The turning point was this, and I don't know if you caught this or if you watched the post fight show and all that stuff. He broke his ankle before the compound fracture.
I saw that. They did say that.
And watch this. I want you guys to watch this closely. Okay. It was one kick that Poirier claims he blocked. He did not block it. It was a kick slightly above his knee. It was a left foot kick. And he landed it with major force. And you could see the ankle break.
Flapping.
So it wasn't, no, not flappy, but like it broke. Because as soon as his foot touched the ground, you could see it was already starting to balloon up a little bit. And then he loaded up for a heel kick. And then precisely right after that, this is when Poirier took him down. And the way it went was he had Conor by the one leg, his right leg, which was a strong leg. And you could see Conor had no strength on that left leg on the takedown. He just literally threw his ass, which is why everyone was talking about the guillotine. Oh, that's not Conor's thing. He doesn't ever go for the submission. I think that happened because Conor realized on the way down, my ankle's fucked up. I got to do something to try to win this match right now. I bet you didn't think of this. I have to do something to win this match. I was
watching him get his ass whooped.
And he went for the guillotine, and then that's when, once Poirier got out of it, he started beating the shit out of him. Conor got a couple shots, and you're correct.
That elbow.
Yeah. I mean, he got a couple of them. He had a couple of kicks to the face. No question, though, the ankle was definitely broke to a degree. I don't know how bad, but it was broken.
It had to be, though.
It was sprained, whatever. It was something like that. Because then when he finally gets up, and he rarely, when he gets into a takedown, he's kind of fucked. He's not that type of guy. So Poirier, I didn't think he was going to get up. He gets up surprisingly, and then he's loading up for a kick, and then that's when the leg gave out. He was trying to land on the ball of his foot and load up a kick, but he missed. He actually landed on the side of his foot, and his whole fucking leg just caved.
I can't believe his bone didn't come out of his skin.
And that's exactly what happened. I want you guys too. I want all of you to watch this again and tell me what you see on the replay. Give us some feedback, all right? Put it in the comments section, and then tell us what you think of Conor's future. Because, guys, I think not only is he going to get another shot at Poirier.
Put that poll up.
I will. Don't you worry.
Put that poll up.
He's going to get another shot at Poirier. Pending that result, initially I was thinking, I don't know if he's a top flight guy anymore, but he'll have some draw. He might get some boxing matches thrown in somewhere. He really should go into boxing. Let's be honest. He really should.
100%.
He could actually do well there.
He's a striker.
He's definitely,
he's not a grappler. He's not wrestling on the ground.
He's on the downside of his UFC career, but I think he's got a couple more in him.
Yeah, he got a couple more L's.
But I wanted you guys to look at it that way because I really dissected this thing, and they were talking about it after the match. It was just like, wow. I'm surprised because it was just such a freak injury. It was really weird. It's a shame. And Anderson Silva had something similar. He never was the same. So, it could, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
He's on a 6-month
McGregor
medical
is 32
ban from UFC. So 6 months puts him to January.
He's 32 years old.
Could he headline next July?
He's probably going to wait a little longer. Get his strength back.
Yeah. At least a year.
They'll give him time because they're going to want this one to be a good one. And they're going to want to see. I actually wanted to see what would happen in round 2. There was going to be a round 2. First time I could say, I felt like, wow, I was impressed that Conor was going the distance a little bit because he doesn't have the endurance. He usually is, like Mike said, quick striking out. That's it. So we'll see. Interesting, though. I want you to look at this because I was just like, wow, I can't believe that this is what happened. This is,
What's your prediction for his next move? Does he take a celebrity boxing match? Or
Poirier.
Poirier round 4, and we're going to call it a rematch because no one knows. Even though Poirier was winning the fight at that point, you don't know what was going to happen in round 2. It was very close before the fracture occurred. Before the compound fracture, obviously, but before the moment where Conor's night just fell apart. The initial break where he broke it above the knee.
That was sad.
Crazy.
Hard to watch, honestly.
But you know what?
I can't watch it.
The shit he was saying, though, pre-fight, the shit he was saying, it's it's kind of karma, though. Saying shit about killing another man and then...
Yeah, in your sleep and your wife
fight,
is in me DMs.
Yeah,
it's funny and all, but keep that stuff out of it.
He was feeling himself a little bit.
Nah, talking about killing somebody before a fight, that's okay for me.
No, he's saying he's going to kill him in his sleep.
Yeah, he said he was going to
kill him and his wife in her sleep.
Oh, that's a little
It was a little fucked up.
Yeah.
Actually, it was very fucked up.
Leave the wife out of it.
Oh, the
Man to man.
Like,
We're just,
the
it's man
DM
to man.
thing with the wife. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like,
leave the wife out of it.
Yeah, I think
agree.
Jake Paul would trash him.
Stop. Stop it.
Was it Jake or Logan? I think it was Jake who was like already like
Yeah,
teeing him up for a fight.
Jake, it's funny.
It'll happen at some point, of course. But moving on, guys. So this is gonna be like a quick rundown segment. We're gonna call it the rundown.
Before we move on,
Go ahead,
please
Nick.
don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Follow us on social. Anyway, this is gonna be the rundown. Quick mentions, really quick. We're going through everything, and that's gonna be it for us. After that, all right.
Sounds good.
How's it go? Look, you like that? You like that?
I like that.
I like that.
All right. MLB All-Star Game. American League wins again. Home Run Derby. Pete Alonso wins again. Your thoughts? Was it a worthwhile watch? Either of them?
Derby was.
I like the Derby. Only thing is, I wish they would go back. I wish they would get away from the rapid fire, the timer. I'm not like I feel like to me that took Ohtani out of it.
I like it,
He looked gassed.
but I liked it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I'm out on that. I'm not a big fan of the timer. I like the traditional way.
I personally didn't watch. I actually watched more of the celebrity softball game than I did both other events combined. And I'm so frustrated with baseball right now. Like just everything. They don't have a pulse at all. They don't understand. They're tone deaf. The product's going downhill because the idiots who run the league don't know what the hell they're doing.
I actually think baseball's on a little bit of an uptick right now. I feel like they got some flavor.
They have a major.
They got guys that are
so much.
They got
talent.
some stars.
Yeah.
So much talent, and
They need
they're
it.
wasting it.
Yeah.
They're wasting it.
Like not for nothing, but Mike Trout was a little boring.
That's.
Oh, we're not getting into that. I'm not taking the bait on that, Mike.
I was being
Not
dead
today.
serious. I wasn't baiting. I'm being serious. Mike Trout was a little boring. It was like Kawhi Leonard.
We'll
He didn't
save
give
that
you anything.
discussion
Where's
for
he
later.
when I need him?
No, we're going to say
All right.
that because
He's
I
probably in the bathroom. I would put money on that E is in the bathroom.
Shout out E.
Yeah, shout out E, man. I
Shout
love
out
you, bro,
E.
so
Major
much.
poop.
My guy.
Yo, so next one. Team USA lost 2 straight exhibitions before winning the third one. They lost to Nigeria, then Australia. And prior to that, they only lost 2 games, period, since 1991, prior to losing those 2 that I'm referring to. 2 exhibition games. They've only lost 2 since 1991, prior to those 2, okay? The team kind of went small lineup with shooting all the way around, like the whole roster. Small and shooting. Guys, are you concerned?
Mike, hold on. Before we even get to there, do not say a negative thing about KD.
I'm not going to say
I
shit. You don't even
it's
know what I'm
coming.
going to say.
I know it's coming.
I'm literally
Do
not.
He's licking his chops.
Do not.
I'm 100% saying those losses didn't bother me. It's fucking preseason.
It's exhibition. Yeah, I don't
it's
care.
So you
preseason.
guys
I was
aren't worried?
trolling when I was telling you that, whatchamacallit, what'd I say? They don't have a
can't-
leader.
yeah.
KD can't lead.
Because Pop was getting a little pissed off, guys. He's like, these teams are catching up to us. I'm like, are you fucking nuts? Bro, you're like...
I think I'm being dead serious when I
listen,
say
old
this.
man.
I think Greg Popovich is the biggest jerk off in the world.
So is Bill Belichick.
No, it's
mean,
different though.
you're not
Bill
lying.
Belichick isn't disrespectful to the media the way Greg Popovich is.
I disagree. I respectfully disagree.
No, dude. Greg Popovich is legitimately ignorant to reporters. Bill Belichick just kind of is like one word answer. Seattle, Houston.
It's ignorant.
Yeah. Okay, but you got Greg Popovich looking at you going, that's dumb. What are you talking about? He's just ignorant. He's condescending. That's the word I was looking for. Not
I
even
agree with
ignorant.
that.
He's
Okay.
condescending as shit.
he's definitely a
and
dick.
in the world of equality, he does it to women.
He's a dick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's a jerk off,
He-
dude.
he
And he
defends-
routinely gets passes for it.
And he was defending his players and all, but lighten up, dude. I mean, it is a fair point. Like when you lose only 2 exhibition games since 1991 and you lose 2 in a row. I mean,
Is he getting exposed?
you
without
should
Tim
get some
Duncan?
flack. You should.
Is he getting exposed?
Even though I'm not concerned either, guys.
no,
But
no,
still,
no, no.
but still.
I mean, it kind of was like, yeah, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going
they're
on
getting
here?
a few more guys from this finals. Once it wrapped up, they're getting a few more guys.
Who's joining?
I think it's CP3 and a couple other guys. I don't even remember.
D-Book?
I honestly don't remember, Nick. I really don't.
I don't
just
even know,
they're
to be
getting,
honest.
they're getting some reinforcements. It should make a difference, but they should still win without them.
They're fine.
Oh, they'll be fine.
but-
They're fine. No,
That actually leads me to the next one, though. Next one, Suns Bucks finals update. Guys, do you still stand by your picks for the series? with the Bucks looking so impressive in Game 3, and it's a tight one in Game 4. We have it on live right now. We're unfortunately not going to be able to talk about it the next show, but we'll hop in the time machine and whatnot. But guys, where do you stand with this series right now?
I'm still Suns in 6.
Yeah,
I'm Suns in 5. I stand on my own too.
and I'm sticking with my Suns in 6 too.
Yeah,
That was quick and easy, right?
I don't backtrack.
Bucks were impressive though. I will give them that. They had an answer. But we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. I mean, it's pretty obvious if they don't win Game 4 that the series is over.
Well, I expected that. I expected the Bucks to steal one at home, win one.
at least show some fight.
Yeah,
they
that's
are
what
a
I'm saying,
professional
like-
team.
Yeah,
They're just
that's why I have.
So now they avoided the Charles Barkley, oh, you got swept.
Right.
That talk, which is on its way.
And that's why I had Suns in 5, because I thought that Milwaukee will take one at home, and then after that it's over. Because because I think the Suns are going to win Game 4, and then Game 5 when it goes back to Phoenix, it's over. So I had Suns in 5, and that's where I stand. And I'm not backtracking.
Wait, you did say Suns in 5 to start?
Suns in 5. You guys had Bucks or Suns in 6.
We both had Suns
Yeah.
in 6.
Yeah, that's right.
Clean sweep. But guys, I got one more. I saved the best for last. See this jersey, guys? Look at this. Look at this. The Azzurri. The Azzurri. Italia.
That's right,
That was
baby.
awesome, man.
Okay.
That was great.
They win the 2020 UEFA title. A thrilling penalty kick shootout, 2 in a row. 2 penalty kick shootouts in a row. Oh my God, I was on the edge of my seat. They pulled it off, guys, and they actually looked like they were going to lose the shootout. Like in the first few shots, I was like, oh, fuck me. Like I'm going to be in the worst mood.
Pause, fam.
Sorry.
Yeah, big pause.
Can't say that with 4
Yeah, well,
dudes in here.
listen, remember, I came back from vacation for this. I was on the beach watching this on my iPad. And they came back in the end, and a couple of phenomenal saves by Donnarumma. And they finished it off, guys. I did a fucking victory lap in front of everybody on the beach. I was screaming. I was just like, no fucking way. I cannot believe they just pulled this out. So that's their 6th major tournament title. That's the 2nd most by any European country. They have a 34-match unbeaten streak currently. 27 wins and 7 draws. 3rd longest in international history. The Italians are back. They're back.
We'll represent.
The Azzurri.
Yeah.
Damn right.
And this is my favorite player. I have to give Napoli a shout out, guys. Lorenzo Insigne.
I'll be
Little
honest.
5'6" dynamo who led them. He was phenomenal this tournament. Okay? You like that energy?
Oh
Lorenzo Insigne.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't
Napoli's
watch
finest.
a minute of that.
You missed out, brother.
However, I was jealous of all the people having fun afterwards. Those
Yo,
parties were
Italy was
crazy.
lit.
know.
Did you see that? The fucking main section of the room was fucking lit.
I would have had a
The
field
guys,
day.
like, absolutely.
I got video proof.
Yeah, real.
You missed out. I'm telling you right now. I'm appealing to the masses. I watched though. I watched every second
Only
of that,
reason
and I
I was
lost
able to-
my fucking mind when they won. It was
Only
awesome.
reason I was keeping up with it is because the UPS driver that comes into my work kept telling me how he was putting 500 on Italy. Every
a
time he was
correct
running it, he's
bet.
like, "Yeah, I put 500 on Italy," and he just kept winning. I'm like, "Damn,
You
bro."
can
what the
literally
fuck?
make
for
an
him.
argument that they're the best international team right now.
Number
34 matches unbeaten.
1. Number 1. That's it.
Azzurri.
Number 1. Don't forget it.
All of us Italians here, you gotta admire it, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, I want the Americans to be this good. I promise. I wish they were this good. But for now, I gotta enjoy the Azzurri.
Yeah.
Forza! Azzurri! That means
The problem
Go.
is the U.S. is producing dudes like Caesar and Brian Cullen.
Oh my God. Come on.
Shout out my guys too. Love you guys too.
thanks, guys. Thanks for a great show. Nick, take it away.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We would greatly appreciate it.
Psychotic and iconic.